guys, I hope you're doing great. Today I decided to talk to you about milk and milk products because this topic seems to be one of the most controversial nowadays when a lot of nutritionists they have just numerous debates on milk consumption, whether it's good or not, why you should consume it or not. It's really very confusing. So, of course, while our hunter-gatherer ancestors many years ago, they didn't consume milk, but other agricultural societies which lived like 9,000 years ago, they really consumed a lot of dairy products, including not only cow's milk, but cattle, of course, other cattle like sheep, goats, horses, and even camels. So because of its protein and fat that the milk consists, and of course it was like white blood for them because of its life-sustaining properties. But right now, milk and milk products and actually milk consumption is blamed for so many other things, from the ear infection in children to the diabetes and heart disease in adults. So, of course, the first thing first, not all people are able to consume milk without having any problems, because a low tolerance of milk happens because of the lack of the intestinal lactase. This is an enzyme that helps you to break the milk sugar called lactose. And of course, all baby mammals, they have this enzyme because they actually that's what they live on. They live on milk. They have this enzyme, but with the time it declines and it even may just disappear after weaning. But some humans do continue to keep this enzyme in their bodies. It could be either a recessive gene, and it actually allows them to keep it, so they can consume milk products at no problem. Actually, by the estimates, there is like about 30 to 40% of the world's population produces lactase in adulthood, which is, not a big number, of course. But why does it happen when one person can tolerate milk and the other one cannot? Well, actually, it's all about nature and its selection, because, let's say, the process of natural selection works the way, like, it will result in the population more able to digest let's say milk products, because the milk is it was their traditional food. Like, some people, their ancestors that used to live on milk, probably you might have it as well. But if your ancestors didn't consume milk at all, you probably wouldn't, because natural selection is a mechanism for adapting isolated populations to the food available to them. So it's pretty easy. A lot of people say that Asians, let's say, they don't consume milk, but they do. Of course, not in great quantities, but they do consume some amount of cheese and yogurt and ice cream if they can tolerate it. Another thing is, a lot of people are allergic to one of the milk's protein called casein. Why? Because it's it's the hardest protein to digest. So a lot of people also cannot consume it due to this problem. But there is a way out. Let's say fermentation. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, it actually reduces the amount of this protein and also the milk sugar as well. So of course some people can consume fermented foods, but if you have an extreme intolerance for milk protein, you could, let's say, use not powder but ghee, because this is really or a clarified butter, which actually removes all those milk solids from the ending product. Another thing, let's say cheeses, right? The cheese that was made from the raw milk, it has all beneficial properties. It's supposed to give you all those nutrients. It has all the enzymes, the vitamins. It's easy to be digested. But as for the cheeses, it doesn't matter if the cheese was made from the raw milk or pasteurized milk. It's easier to eat it. It's easier to digest it if you eat it unheated. But if there is a processed cheese you see on the market and you buy it, and it has all kind of emulsifiers, like phosphates, any kind of oil, you have to strictly avoid this product because this is not a good product for you to eat. So once we found out about people who could tolerate milk and those who don't, so if you don't, of course you should stay away from it, and it's an absolutely normal thing, again according to the natural selection. And then if you can't tolerate it, there is a thing you need to know about milk, because the Morden cow is actually, it's a freak of nature. It's something that is absolutely unnatural, and it's not supposed to be like this. The answer is very easy, like, because back in the day, a regular cow could give up from, up to 3 or 2 gallons of milk a day. The cow you could see right now on the farms could give like 4 times more, and this is a great number. Why does it happen? It happens because the cows have a very high protein soybean diet, which is not a good thing, and also this could be accomplished by a selective breeding to produce cows with abnormally active glands. The glands, those abnormal glands that the cows have, they produce a growth hormone, which is not a good thing. Of course, let's say if a baby drinks the milk from his mother, he has a growth hormone and he needs to drink it, right? Because it's a natural thing for a baby. But when you are an adult and you drinking this growth hormone from all those cows, it's not a good thing because it could cause tumors, and it was also linked to cancer. That's one. Number 2 is their high soybean diet, the protein diet. It's it promotes, when a cow eats this kind of diet, it promotes a lot of diseases like mastitis, and this problem leads to sterility. They have liver problems, and that's why they have very short lives. Because what a cow is supposed to eat, right? So its milk is really healthy, beneficial. It has all those vitamins, nutrients, especially vitamin D. It's supposed to eat green grass, right? Those especially in the fall and springtime. But and milk from the properly fed cows, they contain the cancer-fighting CLA, which is a very rich supply of vitamins and minerals. But unfortunately, we cannot see it even in the highest and the most expensive milk sold on the market nowadays. So another bad factor is the pasteurization. Pasteurization was done in order for the milk to be safe and remove all those bacteria in it, which can make a person sick and really even lead to death. But the thing is right now, and it's been proven that pasteurization doesn't guarantee the milk cleanliness, because the salmonella, I can just tell you about the salmonella strain. Here it says, I'm actually using all this information for a wonderful cookbook called Nourishing Traditions by Sally Fallon. So it's this said here that the salmonella strain in the batch of pasteurized milk was found to be genetically resistant to both penicillin and tetracycline. So, this is not a good thing actually in this milk. And then the thing is that the raw milk, it contains actually the lactic acid producing bacteria that protects the milk against pathogens. So by the pasteurization process, all those helpful organisms, they are being just destroyed. Another thing is that, of course, this is a bad aspect of pasteurization, but of course all the vitamins, they're being dramatically reduced. Like vitamin C in pasteurization usually exceeds 50%. So it gives you a question, what's the purpose for you right now to drink this milk? Okay, it was pasteurized, so you won't get sick from it, but what were you going to get from it? Not really a lot of things. Also, pasteurization reduces the availability of milk's nutrients content as well, but what's very important here to mention is that there is some evidence that the pasteurized milk is, it's easily absorbed, like more rapidly absorbed, which puts a very bad, like an unnecessary strain on the pancreas to produce digestive enzyme, which can explain why milk consumption could lead you to the diabetes. So this explains this, and also all the enzymes in milk, of course, that will be destroyed. And let's say sometimes a person drinks milk because of its calcium content, right? But as far as all those enzymes, they were destroyed, and they cannot help the body to, to absorb calcium, right? So it doesn't have any bodybuilding factories anymore. So that's why a lot of people who do drink milk on a daily basis, they suffer from osteoporosis. And that's very easily to be explained because the lipase in raw milk helps the body to digest and utilize butter fat. After pasteurization, chemicals may be added to the ending product to increase its, like they say, nutrition factor, to suppress the odor and even add the taste. They add the synthetic vitamins to it, the vitamin D2, which actually has been linked to heart disease, and vitamin D3, which, it's very difficult to absorb. And the final thing that happens with the milk, it gets homogenized. It's really very bad. And this was linked to heart disease. Powdered milk sometimes also is added to, some commercial brands of milk, and it's 1 or 2% milk. It's really very bad because it increases the cholesterol level in milk, and it's very harmful for the arteries. That's why this milk could be linked to heart disease, which is, it's very bad. It could be, all this thing could be even very toxic to your nervous system. So, all in all, modern pasteurization, it kills the enzyme complex. It puts an enormous strain on the body's digestive mechanism, and it prevents you from absorbing all those nutrients, and otherwise actually promotes the uptake of toxic substances. So the result is allergies. You can feel fatigue, like chronic fatigue, and even a host of degenerative diseases. So, and that's from the glass of milk you can have with your breakfast oatmeal. So the reason what kind of milk you still can drink? The only reason for you to get milk is to drink it raw, because all those populations that drank raw milk, they were healthy because it was raw. It still had all those enzymes, minerals, all those beneficial bacteria in it, everything, vitamins. But it's very hard for us to find a really well-trusted source of raw milk. I know, of course, some states do carry it, but sometimes they just simply don't allow. And if you are living in a state where you can find a good farm and it's a trusted source, you could, of course, consume raw milk if you can tolerate milk. But otherwise, I just wouldn't recommend you, because it loses its sense. You don't eat milk to survive, but it gives you a bunch of different diseases, and it won't make you feel better anyway. So some stores now, they carry pasteurized but not homogenized milk from the cows that be raised on the natural feed. This milk could be easily used for you to make the cultured products like kefir, yogurt, or cottage cheese, and even buttermilk, cultured cream. So this is what you could do, because it's only pasteurized. But make sure you always buy a whole milk product, not reduced fat or something like that, because it's also bad. It's a bunch of different other things are added to this product. If you cannot find good quality raw milk, you should limit your consumption of milk, once again, to cultured milk, cultured buttermilk, whole milk yogurt, butter, cream, or raw cheeses. So, as far as I know, raw cheeses and all these products, they are available everywhere in all states. So, for butter and for pasture-fed cows and organic ghee, by mail order, I will provide you with the sources in the description. But you can also visit a wonderful website called realmilk.com, because it lists all raw milk products from pasture-fed animals, where you can buy them. It depends, if you live in either states, it could help you to find the nearest farm near you. So that's about it. I know it doesn't really sound very, very cheering or something, but that's why right now they say that you shouldn't eat a lot of dairy, and also for people with the acne prone skin, because it might be the reason of something else. Something happens in your digestive system, and it can easily bring you to allergies, to rashes to all other things. So if you would just like to experiment, just try to limit all the dairy products from your diet, and then just involve it slowly, little by little, but with the good sources, with the fermented, not homogenized, and whole milk products. So I wish this information you find it helpful, and you see common sense in it. If you have any questions, please ask. If you have any other information, please share it with me. So thank you for watching. Put the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I wish you all the best.